are getting deported or losing their studentship as an international student in the UK almost every day. And before you say, God forbid it cannot happen to me, you need to watch this video to the end to learn the things that you might think is okay, but you find out that it can get you deported, get you 10 years ban, and also allow you to lose your studentship after paying a lot of money. So if you want to know those things that you might do that might lead to getting deported, please keep on watching.
I'm getting everybody know I'm a visual. Yeah, I kill it cold like a criminal. I'm everybody's type, but nobody can deny. Cause you know I get it, I'm getting freaky, yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky on, get that freaky on.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omomi aka Petite Diva, and I am a University of Nottingham alumni and also a Developing Solutions Scholarship Award winner. In this educational series, I talk about the UK admission process, the UK visa application process. I talk about tips and tricks on how to make sure that your stay in the UK is enjoyable, and I also talk about tips and tricks on how to make more money as an international student. So if you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now before we get into this video, if you've been watching my previous video, you will know that I have started offering UK educational services, and those services include SOP writing, academic CV writing, and also a comprehensive UK admission services. And the comprehensive UK admission services include the SOP writing, academic CV writing, which will help boost your chances of getting an admission. I also advise you on the courses to apply for and the schools to apply for to increase your chances of getting an admission. And also I help with the application form processing. So if you want to get any of my services, please check the description box for my email address and send me an email. This process is going to be a back and forth process because I'm going to ask you some questions, you're going to fill some forms, I'm going to talk to you and find out some things before even taking you up as a client. And because I work, I do YouTube and a whole lot of other things, I cannot take more than a certain amount of clients, so it might be less than 10 I will take up, and once it's filled up I will defer you to another month or another time. So it is a first come first serve services. So if you are interested in my services, I've helped people gain almost 30 admission for free. Now I'm thinking about it, for free. But I loved what I did, and people have been asking me to do this for a certain fee, and I decided to help people, especially with the fact that a lot of people are now applying to the UK universities. So you have to put your best foot forward. It's not going to be as easy as before, so you have to make sure that you are on point. After applying for an admission, it used to take like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Now it's taking like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, because they're really like scrutinizing things and checking for the best students that will come to your school. So you have to make sure that you put your best foot forward. So if you want my services, please check the description box for my email address and send me an email. Now let's get into this video. You end up in the UK as an international student. You've paid your tuition fees, at least a certain percentage, and then you do one thing that gets you deported and your studentship revoked. Now here are some of the things that people have done that have gotten them deported, gotten a 10 years ban, and also made them lose their studentship and lose their money. The first one is not attending classes or seminars or workshops. Now you're supposed to attend classes at least 75% to 80%. In some schools is 80%, in some schools is 85%, in some schools is 90%. My school was 75% because they don't expect you to be calling all the time, because they know that things can happen. You can get sick, or something might happen. So it was a 75% attendance rate that was required in my school. Some people will be working or disappear and not resume in their school. So when the school authorities see that you don't attend classes, because most of the time they are supposed to sign in, you don't attend seminars, you don't attend workshops, you don't attend the presentations, you don't attend webinars, you don't submit your assessment on time or at all, they are going to report you to the Home Office. And once the Home Office locates you, they are not going to give you time to even explain anything. They will just bundle you and ship you out, because the school would tell them they are going to revoke your studentship. And your school, if you don't know, is your sponsor. Once they remove their sponsorship, once they remove your studentship, you are an illegal person. So if you know you're going to the UK as a student, please and please attend what you need to attend, so that they don't flag you off as a runaway student. Another thing that people have done that will get their studentship revoked or removed is failing a lot of your courses. If you fail a lot of the courses, they will be like, how did you get an admission into this program? Why are you failing? Did you say you have these skills as you presented in your undergrad certificate? So where is the disconnection? First of all, they'll first talk to you and find out what is going on. But if subsequently you don't improve, they might have to revoke the studentship, because they'll be like, you are not ready for the course, you are not ready for the program. And if they revoke your studentship, like I said earlier, you are illegal and you'll be given some time to leave the country. You might not get a ban, but you'll be told to leave the country. Now, another thing is working more than 20 hours per week during term time. Some students, but this is also related to not going to school. Some students will turn to, I don't know what they turn to. They will refuse to go to school because they are working 50 hours, 60 hours per week when you're supposed to be in school. They will not show up for anything, they will not submit anything, and then be surprised when Home Office is looking for them. Why? You came as a student. Your primary aim is to get your degree. Any other thing is secondary. So if you focus more on working than your academics, there's a tendency the school will revoke the studentship and then you'll be told to leave. Now the fourth one is one that people need to listen and open their ears and don't think they are invisible. Is partaking in a lot of illegal things. I am going to read it because it's a lot. So many things that people do. The first one is fake marriages. Because the UK accepts that postgraduate students can bring their family, so you can bring your spouse, you can bring your children that are less than 18. So some single people will get into arranged marriages. And why do they do that? And as you know, an international student cannot work more than 20 hours per week during term time, while the dependents can work for as long as they want, as long as they can, because they are not going to school. So they get into these arranged marriages with the arrangement that the dependent that they are getting into the marriage with would take care of half of the school fees, also take care of the proof of fund, take care of some of the bills in the house. Maybe they will split the house rent into two, the bills into two, and the rest. So it helps to take some of the financial burden off the student. But the problem is that most of the arranged marriages are not with people that they already have and establish a relationship with them. So they are like maybe like strangers, and in the house you're with strangers, but because you have a common goal of going to the UK, you end up doing the arranged marriages. The marriages are actually real, like they go to court, they get a real certificate, but in the marriage, they're just basically strangers. Now, there was a certain situation where a main applicant, a female, was involved in this arranged marriage, and then they arrived in the UK. She was going to her school and everything. Because they were not really in a relationship, the guy, the dependent, met someone and liked that person enough to say he wants to marry the person, but completely forgot that he was there on a dependent visa. And to get the dependent visa, he had to submit a marriage certificate. So when they tried getting a marriage certificate, when the guy and the new person he met tried getting a marriage certificate and they asked for the visa and they saw dependent, they checked all his background and they found out that he was married to a student. At the end of the day, both the dependent and the student were deported. They were also given a 10 years ban. The student lost her studentship and could not complete the program. So at the end of the day, they lost a lot of money. Now they are banned from going to the UK, and that ban can affect them from going to the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and a whole lot of other countries because they already committed a crime in the UK. So all of you always looking for dependents, that's the story for you. Other things you could participate in that could lead to loss of your studentship or deportation or a ban is use of a proxy to write your assessment, use of a proxy to do your thesis. It is an academic crime. Another thing is participating in fraud, either financial fraud, scamming. If you are caught, that's if you don't end up in jail, you might just get deported and get a visa ban. Another thing is harassing people, either sexually, physically, or anything. You need to keep your hands to yourself, keep your body to yourself, or else you could first go to jail before being deported. Another thing that could lead to the loss of your studentship is using fake certificates to apply for the program. If you have found out that you used fake certificates or doctored certificates while you were there, you could get your studentship revoked and then be deported or be asked to leave the country. So any document you are submitting, make sure it's an original copy and it's not fake. So that is all for today's video. If you liked this video and found it very useful, please give it a thumbs up. It encourages me a lot, and it also tells YouTube that people like this video and it is impacting in people's lives so that they can share it with a lot of other people. If you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.
Get that freaky, freaky, get it, freaky, get it right, get it right. Get that freaky, freaky on,